Alright, looks like we got a confrontation with the officer maybe coming up. We'll see what's up right now. Sorry? Drop it. I'm sorry, is there a reason why?
Drop the weapon.
Why do I have to drop the weapon? I'm not posing any threat. I have my hands up. I'm coming. Looks like I'm being held up by gunpoint. You want to remove? I don't want to get shot. You want to remove it? Can you remove it? I don't want to get shot. Okay, I'm gonna put the phone down. Put the phone down. Okay. Sorry.
Why are you carrying that weapon?
Because it's my Second Amendment. Does she know what she's doing?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I have the right to open carry. You don't know what you're doing.
That's fine.
Take her on my phone. Alrighty, cool. Alright, what's going on here, officer?
Somebody called you in.
Alrighty.
I guess they see you with the rifle. Of course, it's going to alarm you.
Yeah, I see, definitely.
So just understand that.
What's your name, officer?
What's your ID?
When I ask you to put the weapon down and put your phone down,
Hey,
put it down. It doesn't matter whether
I'm not
you have
posting
the
it through.
right
I'm going to reach into my pocket. Okay, cool.
That's fine.
Oh, first of all, I'm not doing anything wrong. Is there a reason why you need to ID me?
Yes, as they called you.
Am I being detained?
You're being temporarily detained. Yes.
You're temporarily detained? Okay.
You're not under arrest. You just
Okay.
need to figure out who you are, man. How do I know if you're not a felon or not, right?
Well, under duress, I refuse, but obviously since you guys are armed and dangerous like she is, I'm going to go ahead and show you my ID.
You're more armed than us, man. So.
That's fine. The American public should be more armed than the...
Where are you coming from?
Don't worry about it.
Why are you carrying that weapon?
Because I can. It's my Second Amendment. Because I feel like it. This is America.
You poke her in or what?
No, today's a Mexican Independence Day. I want to show Mexicans what real independence looks like, and it doesn't make it any better that you're pointing a gun at me.
Well, you gotta understand where I'm coming from too, and if I just give you commands, as soon as
You swore to uphold the Constitution. You should know that we have the free exercise to assert our Second Amendment.
I understand that, but if I give you a command, just follow through and everything will go smoothly.
I've never had a confrontation like this. I just had a cop come up to me the other day, and he did not come point a gun at me. I will be reporting you. I will be reporting you. Yes, I will. I will. It's fine. Hey, you know what? It's so funny that females act up like this. Like, why do you guys? You know, this is. He's really cool about it. Like, this guy is cool right here. Yes, sir.
You have the right to stop you and identify you. Just understand.
Yeah, but I mean, she's gonna pull a gun at me. Like, I'm not doing anything wrong. If I was a violent criminal, I would have shot somebody right now. I mean, come on.
Well, that's what I want. He's different. He has his own decision. I make my own decision.
Well, obviously, he obeys the Constitution more than you do.
Obviously, I guess so.
So you should probably be fired.
Yeah.
Understand this. The only reason I came up to you that way is because I've dealt with you before.
Okay. Yeah.
So I recognize you, and I know what you're doing with this.
Cool.
Deal,
Cool.
Okay, so.
Right on.
If she didn't recognize you, then how can you blame somebody?
Yeah, yeah. Let's see, what's your badge number? Do you have a badge number?
1904.
1904. Okay, everybody. It's gonna be fun.
So you don't have one in the chamber, correct?
Yes.
You do have one in the chamber. Understand this. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to have one in the chamber, dude.
I thought we were free to do that.
Can't have one chamber. You can carry it, can't have a chamber.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. I'm sorry.
Now you know.
Okay.
Technically, we could get you for unlawful carry.
Okay.
Just for that little simple reason.
Okay,
Okay,
sounds
so
good.
if you're gonna do this, man, make sure you read up on everything, read up on all your rights, like you've been saying, and make sure that they're correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So follow that, right?
Alrighty, sir.
What I'm gonna have you do, clear to the back of this unit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you unrack that.
Alrighty, it looks like we're gonna have to unrack this round. I was not aware that wasn't allowed to have a bullet in the chamber, but whatever.
You can just stand in front of the car.
Alright, cool. Alright, I'm gonna touch my gun. It's cool?
That's fine.
Got the green tips.
That what?
Got the green tips.
What's your name? next time so I know you. Like I said, you gotta understand where I'm coming from. I've never dealt with you before. You come around with someone carrying a rifle like that. That's not threatening? If it wasn't threatening, you don't think why do people call it in?
I've like I said, I've dealt twice with local cops, and you're the first one to pull the gun out on me. And you're a woman, so it's kind of, it says a lot.
What's your purpose for reporting?
For my safety and your accountability. Can't see my face, it's all dark. There we go. Alright, waiting to see what's going down. Yes, sir. Alright, free to go?
Hey, man, just know that you can have it, you cannot have it loaded.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you so much, sir.
You're good to go.
Alrighty, thank you guys. Have a good day. You're cool. You're still cool. Alrighty, guys, this is my experience with the policia. We'll start the video up as soon as we get to the Casa de Brown Plaza. See ya!
Does the government work for us or do we work for the government? Tonight, what if the Constitution no longer applied? What if the whole purpose of the Constitution was to limit the government? What if Congress's enumerated powers in the Constitution no longer limited Congress, but were actually used as a justification to extend Congress's authority over every realm of human life? What if the president, meant to be an equal to Congress, has instead become a democratically elected, term-limited monarch? What if the president assumed that everything he did was legal just because he's the president? What if he could interrupt your regularly scheduled radio and TV programming for a special message from him? What if he could declare war on his own? What if he could read your emails and your texts without a search warrant? What if he could kill you without warning? What if Supreme Court justices no longer looked to the Constitution to determine the constitutionality of a law, but rather simply to what justices who preceded them thought about it? What if the rights and principles guaranteed in the Constitution have been so distorted in the past 200 years as to be unrecognizable by the founders? What if the 50 states were no longer sovereign entities, equals to each other, and parents of the federal government they voluntarily constituted? What if the states were mere provinces of a totally nationalized and fully centralized government? What if the Constitution was amended stealthily, not by constitutional amendments duly ratified by the states, but by the constant and persistent expansion of the federal government's role in our lives? What if the federal government decided if its own powers were proper and constitutional? What if the Constitution were no longer the supreme law of the land? What if you needed a license from the government to speak, to assemble, or to protest against the government? What if the government didn't like what you planned to say, and so it didn't give you the license? What if the right to keep and bear arms only applied to the government? What if posse comitatus, the federal law that prohibits our military from occupying our streets, were no longer in effect? What if the government considered the military an adequate dispenser of domestic law enforcement? What if cops looked and acted like troops and you couldn't distinguish the military from the police? What if you were not secure in your person, in your papers, and in your property? What if federal agents could write their own search warrants in defiance of the Constitution? What if the government could decide when you were and were not entitled to a jury trial? What if the government could take your property whenever it wanted? What if the government could continue prosecuting you until it got the verdict it wanted? What if the government could force you to testify against yourself simply by labeling you a domestic terrorist? What if the government could torture you until you said what the government wanted to hear? What if people running for president actually supported torture? What if the government tortured your children to get to you? What if government judges and government lawyers intimidated juries into convicting the innocent? What if the government could send you to your death and your innocence meant nothing so long as the government's procedures were followed? What if America's prison population, the largest in the world, was a cruel and unusual way for a country to be free? What if half the prison population never harmed anyone but themselves? What if the people had no rights except those the government chose to let them have? What if the states had no rights except to do as the federal government commanded? What if our elected officials didn't really live among us, but instead all had their hearts and homes in Washington, D.C.? What if the government could strip you of your rights because of where your mother was when you were born? What if the income tax was unconstitutional? What if the states were convinced to give up their representation in Congress? What if the government tried to ban you from using a substance in your body that is older than the government itself? What if voting didn't mean anything anymore because both political parties stand for big government? What if the government could write any law, regulate any behavior, and tax any event? The Constitution be damned. What if the government was the reason we don't have a Constitution anymore? What if you could love your country but hate what the government has done to it? What if sometimes to love your country you had to alter or abolish the government? What if Jefferson was right? What if that government is best which governs least? What if I'm right? What if the government is wrong? What if it is dangerous to be right when the government is wrong? What if it is better to perish fighting for freedom than to live as a slave? What if freedom's greatest hour of danger is now?
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I'd like to thank you for all your years of support through the years. As a result, this channel has grown and allowed me an equity partnership in carmarshal.com. Please take the time to check them out. They help you buy and sell your next car, even have a negotiating tool to save you from the hassle of haggling with multiple dealers. The link is in the description below. Please click and help support and give if you can too through PayPal or Patreon. Thanks again.